If people weren't mad about the Force Awakens review, they're gonna be mad about this one, trust me. Star Wars The Last Jedi was released in 2017, directed by Rian Johnson. Oh man. Starring Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Domhnall Gleeson, Andy Serkis, and oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, I actually like this one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in, starting off with the good. And like I said, I actually do like this movie, and there's quite a bit that I do like. First of all, I love Daisy Ridley as Rey. I just really love the Rey character, and I love the way Daisy Ridley portrays her. I really love the development she gets in this movie, the journey she goes on to find Luke Skywalker, be trained by him, hopefully learn more about her background. And I just really love the way that Daisy Ridley comes across as the character. She's not cocky whatsoever. She's just this girl thrown in the middle of all this who doesn't know her place in everything that's going on. And I just really love the way she's just trying to find her place in everything. Oscar Isaac is, once again, absolutely terrific as Poe Dameron. I really love the cocky attitude he has. Once again, he's basically, in my opinion at least, a mix of Wedge Antilles and Han Solo. He's the badass pilot like Wedge Antilles and also Han Solo, and he's a cocky asshole like Han Solo is, and he's just lovable. And Oscar Isaac, once again, who is a terrific actor, is really good in the role. I also really liked John Boyega as Finn in this movie. I'll get a little bit more on the use of the character later on, but I did really like his portrayal in this movie. Like I said, I'll get more on the actual use of the character later, but I did like the way John Boyega portrayed the character. His character development really wasn't exactly there, but it was still good enough. You had, once again, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, absolutely terrific. I love Adam Driver. I love Kylo Ren. This is probably my favorite performance from Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. I just thought he captured the conflicted nature of Kylo Ren so much better in this one than he did in Force Awakens. And also, probably bolstering that is the continuation of his chemistry with Rey. I absolutely love these two characters together. Unpopular opinion, I love the idea of them having a romantic relationship. I love Reylo. I will always ship it because, once again, Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley just are absolutely terrific together. Their chemistry is off the charts. It's insane. Then we have two villains that were introduced in The Force Awakens, but were really given a chance to, well, in one case, was really given a chance to shine for the most part, while another one I just found entertaining. And the first one that I mainly just found entertaining is Domhnall Gleeson as General Hux. I know this is not a very good villain simply because of how he was written throughout these three movies, but I don't know, I just found it amusing how he was just straight up being abused by everyone throughout this movie. It was hysterical in a way, and I just love Domhnall Gleeson. I think he's a great actor, and I don't know, I just like the way that he's really not taken super seriously throughout this movie. I don't know, it was just funny to me. And then the other villain that got a bit of a chance to shine but felt wasted in the long run is Supreme Leader Snoke, played by Andy Serkis. I do enjoy this character. I also do kind of wish they did a little more with him. but apparently he does more in the books or the comics. I don't know, I haven't read them. But I did enjoy Andy Serkis's performance as Snoke for the limited screen time he does have. He does have some pretty cool moments where he's using the Force to torture Rey, and when he's pushing around Kylo Ren near the beginning, he establishes himself as an imposing character, but in the end it did feel a bit derivative of the Emperor from Return of the Jedi, which we'll talk more about on the next review. But I did like him. He was a tiny bit wasted, yes, but I enjoyed him for when he was on screen. And then we have the two legacy characters that I really want to focus on in this movie. First one being Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. And this was the last actual performance from Carrie Fisher as Leia before she sadly passed in late 2016, I believe it was. And she does an absolutely amazing job. This is probably the best performance from Carrie Fisher as Leia. She still is not given a whole bunch to do in this movie, just like in The Force Awakens. But even if she was not in Rise of Skywalker, which she was, this would have been a really good send-off to her character. And I just really love the way Carrie Fisher portrays this character. And finally, the one that's going to make everyone mad, and that is Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill. I am the one person on this planet who actually likes what they did with Luke in this movie. He's not this God mode stoic badass like he is in the Legends books, which, no disrespect to Legends fans, if Legends is your favorite Star Wars thing, more power to you, but I kind of like the way that they did Luke in this movie. And I would even say that, in my opinion, this is the best performance we've gotten from Mark Hamill as Luke, because he's not this stoic badass. He's this broken old man who feels like he failed in life, and he goes to this island to die. And I found it interesting how Mark Hamill played the part. Apparently Mark Hamill did not like how the character was handled, and I respect his opinion, and I respect the opinions of people who particularly didn't like how Luke was handled. I personally liked it. And that's one thing I like about it, is that it challenges the dogmatic views of the Jedi as a whole, because the Jedi Order is a very problematic order. It's because of their dogmatic views and the self-righteousness of characters like Mace Windu and Ki-Adi-Mundi that the Jedi Order fell to the Empire. And Luke made the same mistakes that the old Jedi Order did, which is why when he tried to rebuild the Jedi Order, it fell again, because he made the same mistakes, which I feel is a really good analogy for how modern religion is. Because a lot of modern religious people just follow the narrow-minded dogma of religious leaders past, instead of growing with the times and learning, hey, maybe some of these old views aren't quite right. And people didn't like it because, you know, it reflects on our actual society. But that's just my take on it. But I really liked how Luke was portrayed in this movie. Mark Hamill did a terrific job. And aside from the characters, I do enjoy the story. Aside from one little bit, which I will get to later. I did enjoy the story. It's less simple than The Force Awakens. You got three things going on all at once. You have the Resistance trying to escape from the First Order, Rey being trained by Luke. I really liked those two story elements. The third one I will get to, like I said, later, but I did enjoy that. And one thing that goes on throughout the story happens with Luke, and it's the mystery surrounding what actually happened between him and Ben Solo, who becomes Kylo Ren. I really liked the mystery behind what actually happened. We get three different stories, and we're never actually told which one is the truth. I'm more inclined to believe the third one, but literally any of those three could actually be the truth in this situation, and I just really enjoyed the whole mystery behind it. And aside from the story, I did really like the action in this movie. You have the opening scene where Poe takes on the First Order Dreadnought. I thought that was a very intense space battle. You have all of Rey's training sequences with Luke. I enjoyed those. And probably the best action sequence in this movie, by far, is the Praetorian Guard fight in Snoke's throne room. After Kylo kills Snoke, the Praetorian Guards attack him and Rey, and I just really liked the teamwork between those two characters in that scene, taking down the guards. And then I also really love the final duel between Kylo Ren and Luke on Crate, which actually isn't actually a battle because their lightsabers do not clash. But it was still a really cool scene. It's very Luke Skywalker for him to do something like he did in this particular scene. He force projects himself across the galaxy just to mess with Kylo, to give the Resistance time to escape, and he uses up his energy and he passes away. He becomes one with the Force, and I thought that was a very beautiful scene with him dying in front of the dual sunset on the planet that he's on, and also accompanied with the Force theme during that scene. It's absolutely beautiful. I actually really like that scene. Also, right before that, we get a nice little scene between him and Leia, and I just really love that scene. It's beautiful. It makes me cry every time I see it. And we're running very long with this review already, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the negatives. And there's a couple things I'm not big on. First of all, the usage of Finn in this movie just, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it, because I'm just not a big fan of this subplot that he goes on with the character of Rose, who I'm not a personal fan of. This is no hatred towards Kelly Marie Tran, because she's a great actress and she did a good job for what she was given. I just am not a big fan of this character. But the whole setting of Canto Bight, it's an aesthetically pleasing setting, but I just did not care about the story going on here, and it was way too long. I probably would have cut this entire plot for runtime if I were in charge of it, but I was not in charge of it, so it's there. Just wasn't a big fan of it. And that's about all for the bad here. So the final thoughts, I really enjoyed The Last Jedi, and I still do. I don't care. I just find it to be a good, fun, watchable movie with some really strong performances. The Last Jedi is not perfect whatsoever, but it's still a good movie in my opinion, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Star Wars The Last Jedi. What do you think about this movie? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And once again, please be civil in the comments. If you don't like this movie, that is perfectly fine. just be respectful. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.